Hi friends. I just had a kind of a weird week situation that brought something to my attention, and I wonder if other people feel the same way. There's the five love languages that most people, are commonly known, and so those are communication, gifts, it's words of affirmation, like how great you are, I love you, gifts, time, quality time. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking them out? Anyway, there's five of them. And I was on a dating app, and I had a guy that I was writing back and forth, and I asked him what his favorite gift was, and I'm not quite sure why I picked that subject. I come up with all sorts of questions for people, but I asked him what his favorite gift was as a child, or that he's ever gotten in his life, and I frankly I don't remember what his reply was. I've been chatting with several different people, but he said the same question back to you, and I thought to myself, I had to think about it for a minute, and I thought back to when I was 16, and I shared with him. I said, when I was 16, my family wasn't very wealthy there. I was one of eight children, and we didn't always get name brand things. Sometimes we got hand-me-downs or thrift store finds, or we would get a doll that wasn't the name brand doll or something like that. So I thought I would, sorry, I always never know where to put my hand to hold it. So I thought, so this 16-year-old me, we had moved to a new area, and my cousins were always very wealthy, and they would get name brand things all the time and really nice things. And we would always go to our grandmother's on the holidays and show my grandmother or take our favorite toy or whatever. And they would always have like the name brand thing, and I would have some knockoff thing. And my parents did well, don't get me wrong. I was not deprived of anything as a child, but when you're little, sometimes you want that name brand thing. And so when I thought about it, my 16th-ish birthday, well, no, it would have been 17. I was in New Zealand when I was 16, so it was probably my 17th birthday, or it could have been 14, 15. It was just a teenager, and when that kind of stuff mattered. And I asked for a Sony boombox, and I asked for, it was a kind of a ski jacket. It was called a Mother Karen ski jacket, and it had a pocket in the front, and it kind of was a thick fabric that didn't hold moisture, so that when you would go skiing and you would fall, it wouldn't get you wet. So I remembered that Christmas, and I thought to myself, was it the gifts that I got? Because it's not really about getting name brand gifts. I shared this with him. I said, what makes that gift so special to me was that somebody listened to what I wanted and got me what I wanted. So it was the act of listening that was the most important to me. And then I started pondering about my life and what means something, because I've always wondered what my love language was, because I can give all of the love languages, and I can get notes and gifts and time spent. I love all of those things that the five love languages talk about, but I've always just could give or take them. Like they didn't mean so much to me, like, a lot of times they do to other people. I can always kind of tell what their love language is by what they do for me or give me or whatever. And so I kind of don't, like, you can ask my kids, like, if I want something, I'll just go get it. So it's like gifts are really hard to give me. And they write notes, or they tell me, or they spend time with me. One daughter's really good. She'll give me different activities. She'll give me like a glass blowing experience, or we went and made pottery together. Those are really fun, which was time, quality time. But I thought, what is really important to me and what really has meant a lot to me is when the friends that I have that will just listen to me. They don't judge me. They don't try and tell me what I'm feeling is wrong. They don't try and fix me. They don't. So I realized that there are more than the five love languages, because I always was like, which one am I? I don't know. Got all the light in here. So I realized that my love language is when I'm listened to, and people will listen to what I have to say and not judge it. A lot of times people will judge you. So if you tell them something honestly or you share your feelings, they'll judge you. And so I don't like being around people who are critical and judgmental. And I have spent a lot of my time being around people that are like that. So I guess maybe because of that, when I find somebody who will just listen and love me, no matter what I have to say, but just, oh, that's interesting, they'll just listen. They don't tell me how to fix it. They don't tell me I'm wrong for feeling that way, which a lot of people will do. I realize that I have that love language of just being listened to. And so maybe that's why I have a blog and a YouTube channel. People I have to listen to me. No, they don't. I'm joking, but and I do get judged online a lot. Don't get me wrong. I get a lot of crazy comments and rude comments, but so it's not that. I know it's not that. I have a couple people in my life who my friends I would choose before, like 30, 40 years ago, were more of a critical kind of people, and more of what I was sharing about my past, where and then I have found I gravitate now to people who just love me for me, and I can say what I need to say or want to say, and they don't judge me. They just listen. And I find that is my love language, is being listened to and heard, feeling heard and not judged. And so it's interesting that I'm this old. I'm not going to say how old I am, but I'm this old, and I finally figured out my love language. As crazy as that is. So anyway, I love all the other things. Don't get me wrong. I love physical touch and time and all words of affirmation and all those things. But I really appreciate more when I just feel heard. I would try and talk to my kids. Sometimes they don't want to hear it from mom. So I try to show by example with them rather than talk to them. So, but every once in a while they'll come back and say, thanks for giving us those thank you notes you gave us and made us for Christmas. We were using them. Or today I had one of my daughters, was really cute. She's like, I never thought about it, but before the internet, how did you figure out how to do all the yard work and the housework and take care of a house and have a trailer running and working? And how did you do that without the internet? Thank you for figuring things out and taking care of things. And I thought that's really sweet of her to recognize that and know that. But if I had tried to say, it was really hard before the internet, it would have been different. It's nice when they come up with it themselves. So words of affirmation, kind of in the same thing, but I need to be heard. And maybe it's because I haven't had a spouse for a long time, and when I was married, there was no hearing. I was never heard. So maybe, and like I said, in my life, I have picked people that are, or been around people who didn't hear me or judged me for whatever I would think or say or do. So anyway, I just wondered if anybody else feels that way too, if their love language is being heard. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because I kind of feel that way, that's my love language. And it kind of clicked in my head. I was like, I have a different love language than any of those. No wonder those ones don't fit for me. They don't work for me. Now I know my love language. So it was just an aha moment this week. So I just wanted to share that. If any of you listen to this, and thank you for listening because I feel heard. Anyway, I hope you have a blessed day. Check out my blog, thesecretisgratitude.com, and I will do a post about this, and write about a little bit more about the other love languages. And so it's just interesting. So check it out. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a very blessed day. Maybe. Stop. It won't stop. I just needed to be heard a little bit more.